Hi, welcome to Elementary Music with Donna. I am Donna Rhodenizer, and I would like to talk to you about the mystery of developing singing voices in young children. When my students come in September to music class, they may or may not even understand that they have a different voice than their talking voice versus their singing voice. Depends on how much music they've done at home before they arrive at school. So when the students are first arriving in my class, we talk about the fact that we have a talking voice. I am talking to you in my talking voice right now, and can you answer me and say, "Good morning, Miss Rhodenizer"? "Good morning, Miss Rhodenizer." "Good morning, boys and girls." And so we use our talking voice. So I have a picture. I found some pictures of the different voices I use. This is my first one. I think they look like they're saying, "What are you having for lunch?" "I don't know." "What are you having for lunch?" "I don't know." "What are you having for lunch?" And so these are two meerkats that are talking to each other, if you use your imagination, of course. There's another kind of voice that you can use. This is a great one if you have a present for your grandma and you don't want her to know about it until you're ready to give it to her. So you use a whispering voice. Shh. So that's another kind of voice. In music class, we often use a singing voice, like this monkey going me, 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 me. So there's a singing voice. And a silly voice. And you say, "Good morning, Miss Rhodenizer, and your silly voice." I think that rabbit is really quite silly. And then there's one that we can't do in the music room at all, really. It's your outdoor voice. And that hippopotamus with his wide open mouth looks like he might be making a very loud sound. And so we do say, "What would you look like if you were making a loud sound?" Like, "Oh, that's very loud," like you could hear you way far away. But we don't do that sound in the music room. If you're outside and you're playing with a friend and you want to say, "Hey, John, come over here and play," and you want to do a really loud voice, great. In the music room, no. So we have activities that we can do. You can ask questions and say, "What is your favorite color, Susan?" And they answer me, "My favorite color is that." Say, "What is your favorite color, Benita?" And she would answer in that voice, and so on. Those cards can be good visual reminders of the different voices, and I will put those up on the wall for a while so that when I'm talking about the singing, talking, whispering, whatever kind of voice it is, they can look at the wall and have a reference. If I ask, "What kind of voice do you want to use today?" they think, "Oh, what are my options?" So they can do that. You're trying to get the students to move from their talking voice, their chest voice, and into a head voice, which may feel very different and unusual to students who are not used to singing. And so there are other activities that you can do that help move that voice around. I get them to see if they can sing this for me. I say, "Can you sing that for me?" And they go, "What?" I said, "Yeah, you can sing that. Just go, ooh." And so they sing that, ooh, at various pitches. So we don't, I sing a pitch, but they sing whatever pitch they are comfortable with. And I have different shapes that I do. So we can do woo, 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 woo. And what else have I got in this pile? This is a good one. Woo, woo, woo. Woo. Or the other way around. Looks like a turtle or a mountain. Woo. And this one is just doot, 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 doot. Then I say, "You know what? We're going to have some homework." Homework on the very first day in music class ever, of your very first day in school? Yep. Go home and get a piece of paper and draw a shape, any shape you want, and ask somebody at home and say, "Can you sing this?" And they're going to say, "I can't sing that." You say, "Yes, you can." And then you can show them how to sing it. And you can make any shape you want to. And some students will go home and do that. Some will say, "Oh, I forgot to do my homework." But it gives them a little something to take home and to talk about their musical part of their day when they get home. And that helps them extend their classroom learning to their home environment. Always a good thing. So there's different kinds of voices, ways of manipulating, vocalizing with your voice, chest voice into head voice back into chest voice. I also have a couple of game songs that I use. Two of the things that I use to get them to move their voice out of their head, out of their chest into their head is Humpty Dumpty, which starts actually high. So I get them to put their hand up. So kinesthetically, they're feeling the same thing that we're trying to get their voice to do. And we start, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Now we want Humpty not to break. So we will put something at the bottom of the wall that will prevent Humpty from cracking open. What could that be? And they will come up with many suggestions: pillows and beds and couches and water and boats and airplanes. Inevitably, someone will say trampoline, which is one of their favorite and my favorite options. So Humpty Dumpty's on the wall. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men said, Humpty Dumpty, can I have a turn on your trampoline? And I tried to put something that's related to the object that they put at the wall to tie in the king's horses and the king's men, so that they say something funny at the end. And it's usually not terribly brilliant, but they find that funny. So you may change that up, do whatever you want at the bottom of the wall, do whatever sound you think fits with that. That works really well. It gets the students to vocalize without them realize. They just think they're being silly, and maybe they are, but it is getting them to start working with their vocal muscles and sort of changing where they're used to placing that voice. I also like to do Hickory Dickory Dock, which starts with your voice low and then goes high and then back down. So you have Hickory Dickory Dock. The mouse ran up the clock struck 1, the mouse ran down, Hickory Dickory Dock. I also use 2, the mouse ran up, the clock struck 2, the mouse said woo, and the clock struck 3, the mouse said wee, and the clock struck 4, the mouse said no more, Hickory Dickory Dock. And we just do that with our hands and make them go up and down along with our voices. Again, that sort of combining kinesthetic body movement with that you can see and feel outside of you with what you're trying to do inside of you. I also have my friend Cheesie, who shows up every now and then. Not often. I find him very disruptive. He's a bad mouse. Yes, he is. Yes, I'm talking about you. Cheesie answers the students, but he talks to me, so they never hear his voice out loud. Yes, you're a very quiet mouse. That's very good. And someone inevitably will say, he's not real, he's a puppet. And I go, shh, we know he's a puppet, but he thinks he's real, so we won't hurt his feelings. We'll just let him go. Oh, what was that? Yeah, that was the buzzer. I've got students coming in. 2 minutes. We'll try to do this really fast. Can we do it? Yes, we can? Okay. So, with the puppet, with Cheesie, we do Hickory Dickory Dock. The mouse ran up the clock struck 1, the mouse ran down, Hickory Dickory Dock. And he does all sorts of funny things. He turns himself upside down. Sometimes he picks up things and throws it in my room and gets in trouble, but most of the time he just helps with the song, and he's a great hit. I used to use him a lot more in my early teaching years. I thought I needed a puppet. Now I don't seem to so much, although I still have classes for whom it is very difficult to focus, and so sometimes that helps them, sometimes it stirs them up. You don't want to stir them up, but he is a funny kind of guy to show up in the music room, and he thinks that he's hilarious. Yes, he does, but we love him anyway. So there's some things you can do to help your students prepare their voices, getting out of a chest voice and into a head voice, on their way to finding a singing voice and being able to match some pitch. Have a great day making music, and make music a great part of your day. You're gonna push the button? You are? Okay, go do it. You can do it. Oh.